Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we were discussing about the ionization of the molecules and how the ionization would be take place, whether the sample would be available in solid, liquid, or vapor form. We are also discussing about the formation of cation, anions, radicals, and radical cations, as well as we also discuss about how to form a m by z, means mass upon charge ratio of the particular molecules at the time of fragmentation pattern, which is generally converting from parent sign to daughter and fragment ion. So now the generated parents, daughters, and fragmented ions are now relieved from the ionization chamber and entered into the analyzer. So today's lecture we will discussing about types of analyzer and how the molecule are separated from each other according to their mass upon charge ratio. This is a figure of single beam analyzer mass spectrometer, and this is nothing but the magnetic analyzer mass spectrometer. So students, when this is a probe, initially start with the figuring the probe where the sample would be injected, then it would be observed, then electron beam are there, then the bombardment of electron would take place. These molecules are contact towards the electrons and the bombardment would be take place, and hence the molecules are converted into the cations, anions, radical cations and radicals. Then they are separated from each other, and only a cations which are entered into the ion beam, remaining anions, radical cations and radicals are again contact towards electrons. Again bombardment would be take place and convert into the smaller molecules. It's again called as a daughter ions or fragment ion. Now whether the molecule having a positive charge, that means cations, these cations are directly entered towards ion beam here, and this slit is nothing but only to recognize cations. That means the slit is only and only pass the cations towards the analyzer. Hence the cations are entered into the analyzer, and according to the weight they are bending in the analyzer. Here in magnetic analyzer, the magnetic waves are generated through a high electron charges, and these electron charge would be generate electromagnetic currents. So due to the electromagnetic currents, the molecules are bending towards analyzer. That means if the ion having a light weight, they are bending in a very high level. That means too much curvature bending would be observed, but ions which is having a heavy weight, they are little bit bending. So the molecule which is having a low weight, they are having a great or bigger curvature of bending, and that bigger curvature bending this molecule having definitely more acceleration power, and though this acceleration power they traveling very high in a analyzer, and though the molecules having a very high acceleration power, they reached first to the detector. So here we can say when the molecule reached towards the detector, only and only a right mass can be entered into detector. That means if the molecules are agglomerate or they are attached together, these kind of molecules are not capable to enter towards a detector. That means it would be a filtered route, and only chopping or very fractioned molecule or distinct molecule which is having their own mass upon charge ratio, individually they are only and only attached not attached to any molecules and directly reach towards a detector. Finally detectors would be a detect the mass upon charge through the action potential, and finally they are reached to the recorder, amplifier, and finally spectrum would be obtained. This is the same figure in a 3D view about magnetic sector analyzer. This is also called as a single focusing analyzer. So friends, here when the molecule are raised towards a detector, three types of molecule are raised towards detectors: X plus, Y plus and Z plus. So this is nothing but the bifurcation of X plus, Y plus and Z plus are depending upon their mass. So here, if the separation would be take place according to the mass, so the low mass molecules which are having a high bending frequency, and this X plus is nothing but the path of the lighter ions which is having a low mass, and Z is a path of the molecule which is having a heavy ion. That means this Z is having a low curvature of path and X plus having a higher curvature of path. Now we can discuss about how it is called upon M upon Z. So M upon Z would be the great theory to understand. First, when the molecule is a positive ion or cations produced in the chamber are accelerated by applying an electroaccelerating potential. This accelerated potential is applied by two type of analyzer, either electric analyzer and magnetic analyzer. So students, we are discussing about the double beam spectrometer. Double beam spectrometer means the spectrometer having a two type of analyzer, electric analyzer and magnetic analyzer. If we say about the setting of the analyzer, ionization chamber would be the first, then it would be having electrostatic analyzer, and then would be a magnetic analyzer. Then afterwards attachment of the detector to the recorder, and detector to amplifier and amplifier to recorder. So the positive ions travels in a circular path through 180 degree under the magnetic field. So if we can say the magnetic field is capital H, then suppose an ion having a charge is small e is accelerated through a voltage capital V. So the kinetic energy of the ion, which is expressed as E into capital V, is equal to 1/2 mv square. Here small v is nothing but the velocity of the ion after acceleration, and capital V is a potential which we applied. This capital V is nothing but the potential applied by electrostatic analyzer. This is the actual circular path of the traveling of the molecule from the release from the ionization chamber, entered into the electronic analyzer, subsequently entered into the magnetic analyzer, and end would be a pass to the detector. So the acceleration would be starting from the removal of cations from the ionization chamber, and circulation is completed at the end when the cations are reached towards the detector. The detectors, the mass, according to the mass upon charge ratio, the molecules are collected at the collector, then it will be amplified, and amplified then recovered. So if the magnetic field H, any ion will be experience force, that is nothing but the capital H, E and V. Here E is nothing but the magnetic field which is applied from magnetic analyzer. And E is a electron charge which is generally provided by the electrostatic analyzer, and V is the velocity of the molecule. So we can say a lower molecular weight molecule having a high velocity, and higher molecular weight would be having a very less velocity. So these velocity is nothing but the only helpful for the traveling the molecule. That means if the molecule having a high velocity, there the frequency of traveling would be very high, and very small particular area the traveling path would be very big. As opposite, if the molecule having a very high molecular weight, definitely they are having a very less velocity, and hence their traveling path would be less. So here it also produces an acceleration of v square upon r in a circular path having radius r. This acceleration produced Why? Because the molecule having their own electron charge too. So this electron charge E, own electron, and velocity which is provided by magnetic that electromagnetic force, and that's why the the traveling areas would be increased in the particular r radius of the molecule. So we can say, as per Newton's second law of motion, capital H into small e into small v is equal to mv square upon r. Here m is the mass of the molecule, v is the velocity, and r is the radius. So if we can do the square in both the side, so the new equation is h square e square v square is equal to m square v raised to 4 upon r square. If we can delete v square, so the equation 3 we can say h square e square is equal to m square v square upon r square. But as per equation 1, we all knows that capital V into small e is equal to 1 half mv square. So we can rearrange this equation. We can say mv square is equal to 2 into e into capital V. So here this value of mv square put into the equation, then the new equation would be h square e square is equal to m into 2 into e into capital V upon r square. So m by e, if we rearrange the equation, m by e is equal to h square r square upon 2 into capital V. Here m is a mass and e is a charge ratio. E are sometime mentioned by z also. So in some of the books they are mentioned m by z, in some of the books they are mentioned is m by e. Both are same. The equation is m by e or m by z is equal to h square r square upon 2 into capital V. So as per the equation, we can conclude that at a given magnetic field strength and the accelerating voltage, the ions of m by z value will follow a circular path which having a radius r. The ion of the various m by z values reach the collector, amplifier and recorder. The mass spectrum can be obtained either by changing the field strength at the constant voltage or changing of voltage at constant field strength. Students, generally the mass spectrometers are available in the market, which having a second options would be most effectively used, that is nothing but the changing of voltage and the constant of field strength. So in the market now lot of mass spectrometers are available, and the name are mass spectrometer 2000, 4000, 6000, 8000. It's nothing but the 2000 magnetic gauge, 4000, 6000 and 8000. This is nothing but the constant field strength, and we can only change the velocity. This is we can only change the voltage, and this voltage change is nothing but it would be change the electronic charge in electrostatic analyzer. So this V would be a vary, and we can change a voltage according to the molecular weight and complexity of structure too. So we move towards the second analyzer, that is nothing but the double focusing mass analyzer. I already discussed the basic fundamentals upon m by z, and this m by z is nothing but the base suitable values provided for our double focusing mass analyzer. So in double focusing mass analyzer, we can start. This is the sample insertion probe. Sample insertion probe is attached towards the ionization chamber. Ionization chamber, then it would be the only cation would be formed, and this cation would be the pass to the electrostatic analyzer. And the electrostatic analyzer, the molecules are moved move in an electrostatic analyzer as per their own potential and velocity. They are reached towards the magnetic analyzer. So in magnetic analyzer, electromagnetic radiation would be formed, and this electromagnetic radiation, which is generally provide the accelerations to the molecules according to their mass. Hence, the lower molecular weight would be having a high velocity and acceleration compared to the higher molecular weight, and these molecular weight would be again identified the path of the molecule. So these the circular path of the electrostatic analyzer and magnetostatic analyzer is generally provide a very accurate separations of the molecules from each other, as well as it would be again provide the very accurate mass by up to 4 decimal to each others. And this magnetic analyzer is again taken care to not agglomerate or jot down the molecules to each other. Hence you can get a very precise and very accurate mass up to 4 decimal for each and every fragmented molecules. These fragmented molecules are nothing but the daughter or fragment science of their parent science. Finally, the molecule which are moved from the magnetic analyzer, they are entered into the detector. Detector is nothing but the identified the electron potential, and this electron potential is nothing but the identified the electron charge which is with the molecule have, and this electron potential is identified by amplifier, and this amplifier is connected with the recorder, and this recorder would be providing the mass spectrum. The ion are deflected by the both electric field and magnetic field. This blue ESI is nothing but the electrostatic analyzer, is electric field provided, and this orange is nothing but the magnetic analyzer, and this again provide the electromagnetic charge. That's why that both analyzers attached towards a single mass spectrometer, which is generally provide a very high resolution, and that's why it provides you the up to 4 decimal points of the molecular weight accuracy. The next topic would be a filter, mass filter. Starting with the quadrupole mass filter. Mass filter is nothing but a filtration of unwanted molecules which is having either anions or radicals. These molecules are not having a resonance powers, and because of their molecule having no resonance power, they are not passed towards from magnetic analyzer to the detector. So these filters are most important when the when you get a molecule which is having a accuracy up to the 4 decimal mass units. So these filters are filter the all unwanted molecules. Unwanted, that means they are agglomerates, they are having not properly fragmented, or if the fragmentation would be take place in between the electrostatic and magnetic analyzer, or sometimes the cations sometimes they are not cations like anions, radicals and radical cations. These all kind of molecules are not useful to getting or identified the mass. Hence these all are should be filtered before reach to detector. So these filter are nothing but the when the source when the bombarded molecules or fragmented molecules are passed through the slit to the DC AC current voltage, and these DC AC current voltage fluctuation, the molecules which are having a unwanted electron charge or they are having a radical or radical cations, they are not capable to generate a resonance, and these resonance are not formed or generated. That's why that molecules are trapped, and these trapped molecules are moved from the waste, and only resonant molecules are passed to the filter, and filter they are filtered and finally reach to the detectors. This is a actual figure of quadrupole ion trap. This ion trap is nothing but the trap in between this the molecules are entered into the particular trap. Then here this portion would be a AC DC current voltage would be identified, and this AC DC voltage, this trap finally the trap the unwanted molecule, and only the cations which is passed from the edge of the end of the trap. This is the figure of the ion trap. Here ions are having a circulating in the trap. Actually these ion trap are always available in between the magnetic analyzer and detector. So whatever molecule which is having a which are in circulated motions, that circulated motion, sometime what happen, the molecules which find sometimes the molecules are again fragmented in between the analyzers, or sometimes the fragmentation would be started in between the analyzers, because of you also provide the electron charge into electrostatic analyzer, and you can also provide the magnetic resonance. So in both the circumstances, sometimes the molecules are fragmented in between. Hence, these molecules are fragmented in between. They are not at all useful. Why? Because these molecules are having a non-integer values of mass, and these non-integer value of mass would be not easily identified the actual fragmentation pattern of the molecule. Hence, these kind of fragmented molecules are no use, and that's why the molecules are trapped from ion trap. Along with that, anions, radical cations and radicals are again trapped into ion traps. Sometimes the molecules are fragmented very properly, but when it reaches to detector and in between the analyzer, they are agglomerate or they are attached together, and these molecules are not provided the accurate molecular weight. Hence, these kind of molecule or the agglomerations are again trapped by ion trap, and finally the molecule which is having their own M by Z is only and only reached towards the detector. Next analyzer would be having a time of flight analyzer. This is also called as a linear time of flight analyzer. So TOF is again provided in the market by two types, circulated TOF and linear TOF. These are nothing but the linear time of flight analyzer, in which molecules which are removed from the magnetic analyzer are entered into the tube. This tube is called nothing but the drift tube. Before that entered to tube, the tube is again having a very high voltage difference. So these voltage difference, which is generally identified the molecule, or we can say the separate the molecule according to their mass. So when if the molecule having a very less mass, they are pass first, and subsequently the higher molecular weight molecule would be a pass, and in between this tube is again maintain the distance between both the molecules. Hence it will be prevent the problems of agglomeration first, as well as it's also prevent the problem of uneven mass ratios. So the lower molecular weight molecules are reached first towards the detector, and subsequently the higher molecular weight molecules are reached later to the detector, and in between the proper distance would be maintained by TOF. So there is two distinct advantages of time of flight. Time of flight is generally maintain the distance between the molecules which are reached towards the detector first, and second, they separate the molecule according to their masses. So the less molecular weight molecule reached first to the detectors, and high molecular weight molecules are reached later to the detector, and these again are having the same advantages what we discussed before, that only and only the cations are entered into the analyzer. Rest would be again separated by the filtration process. This is the another type of the TOF, time of flight, and this is called as a reflectron time of flight analyzer. This reflectron time of flight analyzer is nothing but the molecules are passing from magnetic analyzer and entered into the time of flight. That time a reflector is established or settled in this TOF. So this reflector is nothing but the reflect the molecule. That means it would be a change the path of the molecules, and this path of change of the path is according to their mass upon charge ratio. That means we can say a lower molecular weight molecules having a very bigger intensity of path, and the higher molecular weight would be having a lesser intensity of path. So this path would be having a change by a reflector which is hindered the speed of the molecule first, and again separate the molecule from each other. That means it would be again maintain the very high distance between the two molecules, as well as it would be again maintain the mass upon charge ratio of individual molecules. That means a heavier molecule would be a pass later, and the lower molecular weight molecules are passed earlier. So when the molecule is passed towards the reflector, so in between the slit and the reflector there is a field free drift zone are there. It's nothing but the high vacuum zone. In this vacuum zone there are no any molecular change in terms of the charge as well as their velocity would be occur. Only and only reflection would be take place as per according to their electron charge and their mass ratios. See here, if the molecular are passed towards the reflector, this is if we can attach a mirror, then we can easily clearly identify that the path, the higher intensity of path is only because of the molecule which having a low molecular weight, and the lower intensity of path would be only identified by the molecule having a higher molecular weight. So these, according to the path, the molecules are moved towards from magnetic analyzer to the detector, and in between these path length we can identify the molecular mass ratios, and detector would be identified of molecules with the very fraction of seconds. So the distance between the both the molecules which is having a very fraction of seconds, and this distance is nothing but only and only managed and maintained by their own particular paths, and these paths are separate the molecules by their mass upon charge ratio as well as their rotational speeds too. So what are the advantages of time of flight analyzer? So generally the principle of time of flight analyzer, unlimited molecular weight of the molecule or cations are easily identified from TOF. So from 0.001 mm to 1000 of masses, molecules are separated using time of flight analyzer. From each ionization event, a complete mass spectrum is obtained with several tens of microseconds. That means if your ionization would be any kind of ionization would be take place, or any kind of molecules you have, but you can easily separate the molecule by the difference of microseconds, several tens part of the microseconds, and these the time would be sufficient for the separation of each and every molecules in time of flight, which is very highly sensitive. And the construction of time of flight instrument is comparatively very cheap, and it's very straightforward. Recent instruments nowadays are all allow for accurate mass measurements and tandem mass experiments. Hence, majority of the scientists have preferred the mass spectrometry with a time of flight analyzer. This is the resolution and sensitivity of the molecules when they using time of flight and the rest of the analyzer. So these are the analyzer: magnetic, time of flight, quadrupole, and ion trap. Then this is the mass upon charge ratio, a capability of the analyzer to identify. TOF is, I already told you, there is no limit. From 0.001 mass to the thousands of mass, you can easily separate it out. A magnetic sector analyzer would be only capable up to 15,000 mass. Quadrupole is capable only 5,000 mass, and ion trap is again would be a 5,000 mass. Resolution: time of flight would be very high resoluted, quadrupole as well, and ion trap too, but magnetic sector would be very low resolution. So nowadays people are not using a single beam analyzer, it's nothing but the magnetic sector. Nowadays whatever mass spectrometers are available, they are double beam mass spectrometer. It's nothing but the attachment of electrostatic analyzer and magnetic analyzer, along with the attachment of TOF, time of flight, quadrupole, and ion trap analyzer. So after molecules which is moved towards detectors, first of all they are separated easily and properly from analyzer, like electrostatic, magnetic, and the rest quadrupole or time of flight or any other, then separator, and then finally the molecular reach towards the detector. Now what is a use of detector? Generally detector is nothing but the detect a molecule first. Now how the detectors used in mass spectrometer? Generally detectors what are used in mass spectrometer are nothing but the detector which is multiply the electrons, and this electron multiplier is nothing but the finally identified a particular charge of the multiplier electrons, and this charge is only potential, and this potential would be recorded. So this mass is nothing but the converting ion to their electrons, and the ion converting to electrons is nothing but the not single or electron or the associated single electrons of the masses, but these electrons are converted into the multiple electrons when is contact with the electron multipliers, and these electron multipliers are convert the electrons in a subsequently doubling in a manner, and finally the recorder would be record the electropotential charges of the multiplet of electrons, and these charge that potential would be recorded in the recorder, and finally we can get a spectrum. So there are lot many detectors used in a mass spectrometer, like a Faraday cup, electron multiplier, then gamma scintillator, then Regel-Muller counters. So start with the Faraday cup. It's nothing but the cup which is nothing but the electron generator. So when the ion beam, the molecules are reached towards the detector, then it's nothing but the Faraday cup. Then the Faraday cup is nothing but the bombard the molecule on Faraday cup, and finally it would be generate electrons. So it nothing but the emitted electron from the Faraday cup is again bombarded with the molecules, and this molecule are capable to generate a lot many electrons in terms of doubling, and these increasing the electrons or increase the frequency of electrons, which is generally increase the current of the molecule, electrons or molecules, and these current would be nothing but the identified the current of the particular molecules. We just identified the current in terms of charge. So this current is nothing but the in single flow, the electron would be again trapped from Faraday cup, and as unifunctional flow, the current are reached towards the recorder. The next would be scintillator. It's also called as a gamma scintillator. This scintillator is nothing but the molecules or ion which is bombard on a electron charge plate, and this bombardment they again generate electrons. When these electrons are reached towards the scintillator, and the scintillator is only emit the electrons, and these electrons are emitted photon, and these photon are identified in a photomultiplier tube, and finally this photomultiplier tube identified the photons, and these photons would be reached towards the recorder, and the recorder would be record the signals of the each and every photons. So scintillator, these are a very fast process of detector in which the electrons to be emitted to these which are accelerated towards the second diode. So this scintillator is second diode, and these are electron generator. So the ion beam is bombarded on an electron generator plate, and electron would be generated, and these electron generated electrons are nothing but also called as a secondary electron, and these secondary electrons are reached towards the scintillator. Scintillator, these electrons are provide the photons, and photons are again multiplier. The diode consists of the substance, a scintillator, which emits the photon, and this we identified only the photon current which is associated from the particular molecule. This is very sensitive detectors, and you can identify it up to the 0.4 decimal mass difference of each and every molecules. So that's the information about the analyzers used in a mass spectrometer. I hope you understand what kind of analyzers are used in mass spectrometer and why required two different analyzers in a mass spectrometers. So what is the difference between both the analyzer, electrostatic as well as magnetic analyzer, and then the filtration process by using time of flight, quadrupole, and other separation process, and finally reach to detectors, and different kind of detectors which is generally generate lots of current, and this current would be identified by recorder. This is the basic instrumentation of mass spectrometer. I hope you should understand the basic whole concept of the mass spectrometer, and it would be helpful for you guys. Thank you.